I've been thinking about this video for almost a week now, and I think I was gonna have like a format, and I don't think I'm gonna have a format anymore. I'm gonna talk candidly about our trip to Cabo. We had a great time, nothing was bad. We stayed at a certain resort that we've stayed at 3 times, and for some reason, before we left on this trip, I was really nervous and anxious about this trip and about the location. I started going on tripadvisor.com, which was a mistake. Started reading a bunch of reviews, and we haven't been there in a few years, and I wanted to see if anything changed, and you just look at stuff for the excitement of it. So this is gonna be my candid review of Pueblo Bonito sunset in Cabo. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel with Jeremy Lou Photography. This is not a photography video, but guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Video helps you, give a thumbs up, and then click that bell for notifications. It'll tell you every time I come on. But guys, so we've gone to Cabo quite a bit, I feel, recently. I've shot a few weddings there, so this year alone, it's 2023, it's April 2nd. And we've gone to 3 different all-inclusive resorts. And this one specifically is for Pueblo Bonito. So I want to kind of about beginning to end and whatever kind of up with me. If I miss anything, throw it in the comments and I'm happy to let you guys know, but I'll give you the nitty gritty on what we thought and what we liked and didn't like. But video is for you. If you're thinking about going to this resort and you're excited about it, or if you have questions that I didn't answer, I have a lot of answers for you, and we'll kind of get into it. So it's for spring break, and we went the second half of spring break. Booked everything. I tried to book everything directly through Pueblo Bonito. Sunset itself, and understand that Sunset itself is a timeshare operation, meaning that there's owners, but you can still rent rooms like a hotel, like anything like normal, but owners get first dibs. And how the owners do it is they pay for a certain amount of timeshare, and they get maybe 1 or 2 weeks based on what they pay for, and they reserve those times. So once those times are all reserved, you're kind of right. But theoretically, there's a lot of open times. They have a ton of rooms, and all the rooms face the ocean. It's built on a giant mountain, and all the rooms have a patio facing the ocean. It's just how they built it. So there's always an ocean view in every single room. So no matter where you go, there is an ocean view, which is super cool. So we tried to book through them. They were completely blocked out. And when we called, I was like, they're like, nothing available. I'm so sorry. And that doesn't mean they don't have anything available. It means that the homeowners, the timeshare owners, have already booked the time out for those times. And being spring break, a lot of them booked it out. Whether they go or not, they can decide up to like a few days before if they're not going to go. And they might lose like $100 for something, but they pay for these. Now, why I'm telling you this is because a lot of these owners are trying to profit as well on sunset beaches, on sunsets. Sorry guys, I gotta check the audio. It's freaking me out. Okay, if I signed to like switch out, but sometimes I scrub so fast I don't see it. So if you do this right now, I'm so sorry. Ignore it. My bad. It's my. So we end up trying Expedia, stuff like that, because I book on Expedia a lot for when I shoot weddings locally in the and nothing. So then we go to Airbnb, and there's a bunch on Airbnb, meaning that a lot of these companies that own maybe the shares of the timeshares have reserved these times. So we booked through a guy named Charles. He was amazing. We did book Airbnb, but it was exact same system as if you were booking through them. So what happens is when you book through Airbnb, Charles calls and says, hey, I want this time for this day. Here are my guests that are coming, Jeremy, Lou, and family. Gives them a list of the names that are people are, and that's it. There's no issues, no problems with that at all. In fact, if you're booking with these, a lot of you might be going to a Facebook website or Facebook and going to certain websites where people are selling their timeshares. And that's how it's selling you weeks. We won't get into that anymore, but if you're interested in Charles's information, cool. The only downside with that is that we paid way too much for that. I think it cost them about $1,580, $1,600 to reserve that week. Again, they bought the timeshare, so for them to use it for that week is an additional $1,580, so it's on top of that as well. But I paid around $5,000. I paid, let's call it like $3,900, $1,000, and then the rest were like fees for Airbnb. And I was paying about $600 a night, if that makes sense. And I got a presidential suite, which sleeps 8 people, and it's a living room and then 2 rooms on the side. It was huge. It was amazing. So it was worth the price. If you go anywhere, Huntington, LA, or anything, you're going to be paying more for less space. So that wasn't an issue. Okay. We booked through Southwest, no problem at all. We went from Reno to Phoenix, and then Phoenix to Cabo. And of course, you know that as soon as you get off the flight, you don't talk to anybody. You go straight to the pickup where the cars are, and you get that. We used a company that we use all the time called Cabo shuttle transportation. And we have an amazing crew there. Armando runs it, and he has a team of people that drive. It costs us $150 from the airport for 7 people to go to Pueblo Bonito, and it's a 45-minute ride. And we use them on the way back too. You do a tip. There are that are less. I think I found one for $85 for the same thing. But you know, Cabo, know people, we know this company, we trust this company. So I just use them. I highly recommend them. We use them all the time. They will take you places. They'll pick you up. We used them in the past just to go to a couple different restaurants and then come back. We're just it's not really a thing there. Although they do have Uber, a lot of the resorts won't let them on because it's not regulated by the government. Done with that, right? All that time is just getting to Pueblo Bonito sunset. So you get there, it's beautiful, you check in. The check-in process is stupid. That's my own thing. So before you check in, they send you a bunch of emails and they want you to do it's from like a pre-in questionnaire. If you want to put the adults' passports in, that's all they ask for, and then all the kids' information in, and that kind of stores in the system, right? It's kind of like a contactless check-in. You'll get it as soon as you do it. You'll get it, and it was very hard. It took me a while to do because the system wasn't working. You had to do it from your phone, and it kept like slowing down and shutting off every time. But I finally got it. And that's me a little bit of time. So I got it, let them know. And then when I walked up, they didn't ask me for my passports, but the person next to me, they asked for his passport. He's like, I did it online. They're like, we just have to verify. So if they did that to me, I would have been pissed because I would have been like, why did I spend all this time doing that? You're asking for my stuff. Doesn't make sense to me. So, we check. It takes about 30 minutes, 45 minutes to check in. So the kids are running around hanging out. You pay for your all-inclusive beforehand. I called them directly beforehand. So I got everything done. I wanted everything paid for and done before. I'm trying to get more light into here. And it cost us $554 per junior. That is 12 to 18. 12, and then I think 18 and over was like $770, and that's for a week for 7 days. And then 11 and under are free. I'm not going to tell you that they don't check IDs. I'm not going to tell you that they really didn't care as much as they said they would. I'm not going to tell you that I was upset that I did the thing and paid everybody the way I should. And I'm not going to tell you that a lot of people that we talked to that were there were like, why pay the whole thing? Just tell them I have 2 16-year-olds here that are 11 on this trip. And so it's one of those things where you're kind of like, what? So you do want to do boo-boo. But in advance, and I called, they have somebody email you, they give you the pricing, I send my payments in, done. I did, when I got there, it was a little bit cheaper to do it on the spot, only because they had a promotion going on, but that promotion didn't exist when I booked. I have a guy named Jaime Francesco, or Jaime Francesco, I'm not sure if it's Jamie or Jaime, but Jaime did fine. But if you look on TripAdvisor, that name comes up a lot, and people are upset with Jaime for some reason. Really has no good reviews, just negative reviews, but I will tell you that Jaime didn't do me any bad. I just let him know, hey, this is what I want to do, this is what I want, and that's it. That done. So now we're in the hotel, we're starting to walk out. If you don't know, the hotel is golf cart based, meaning that it's on a massive hill, but they have, I want to say hundreds of golf carts. Like, I don't even know, maybe like dozens, but there's so many golf carts going around and golf cart stations that what you do is you just sit in a golf cart and tell them where you want to go and they'll drive you. Each golf cart will fit up to 8 people in the front and one person with the in the front. So 9 people total, unless you have people sitting on laps, kids, babies, or whatever. I did once and they didn't even know. I like stood up quick to adjust pants, my shorts, and he hit a bump and I literally fell off, and I actually had my camera in my hand too, so I only had one hand and I couldn't grab it and I fell off and my daughter freaked out and I was like, don't say anything, it's fine, just let him keep going. So ultimately that's what happened. Then you take a golf cart everywhere you need to go. It is a timeshare business anyway, so a lot of the people working there will talk to you about the timeshare itself. So if you're approached by anybody, you're always getting approached in a way. It's like, hey, have you seen the presentation? Do you want to go see the presentation? Let's go to the presentation. We'll give you $400. It's a timeshare. They're trying to sell you timeshares. And yes, if you go through the presentation and you say no, you'll still get $400. You might find some good deals. We know somebody that they bought timeshare. Remember what I talked about? You buy the timeshare and then you rent the time after for $10,000 during COVID. And we found somebody that bought it for $69,000. So know that if you do the timeshare, maybe 15, 20,000, and you can go to Pueblo Bonito or all their sister and brother resorts multiple times a year for super cheap, right? So it's a good way to go. Okay, now our room was awesome. We get in, no issues with the room at all. We take a golf cart there, they load everything for us, they go, we tip. It's all-inclusive resort. You get a wristband. The wristband tells them that you're all-inclusive, the black wristband. says that you're over 21. The blue wristband says you're over 21 and you like premium drinks and really stuff. And then the white says that you're under 18 and you don't get alcohol. I will say the resort really doesn't care about the underage part because we were there and they were serving a crap ton of kids, but they care that you didn't pay for the alcohol. So if you have a white wristband, it's not because you're underage they don't care about, it's because you didn't pay for the alcohol. And that was kind of funny to me because, you know, a big deal about it. All right, time out.